Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Vortex Banter with Boyan. I just wanted to comment on something that gets brought up in all of the debates regarding the icon veneration. It is something that is used as a proper argument, but I honestly feel that it really rings hollow, and I'll explain why. That is that a lot of practices that we associate with icon veneration get accused of being pagan because that is what pagans do. And there are a plethora of people from the evangelical background or similar Calvinist backgrounds that are quick to judge things like venerating the relics, venerating the saints, kissing the bishop's or the priest's hand, offering incense as being pagan, or at the very least, redundant. However, why I call these practices fake paganism? Because these practices aren't inherently pagan. They are at the very core of who we are as human beings. They feel very natural, and this is something that the Seventh Ecumenical Council has enshrined in its acts, in its canons, which is that the honor, the devotion we show to an icon that is this representation is actually paid to and transferred to, but paid to the archetype portrayed on the icon. So when I venerate the icon of Christ, when I bow before it, when I kiss it, and so on, I do not, and neither is this my intention, to show my appreciation or veneration or worship of wood. No, it is my, worship of Christ through the medium of an icon, and that is the excellent expression for it. It's a medium. It isn't an end in itself. A lot of things we do that are fake paganism, again, are very natural. They are that we use symbols that symbolize one thing when we pay respect towards it. And Protestantism, even the evangelical and Calvinist strains, are no stranger to this, because there is, I hope there is no evangelical or Calvinist who won't be absolutely shocked if somebody, took a Bible, threw it into a fire, trampled it. It's not God. Very technically, this isn't blasphemy, but that Bible still short of iconicizes God. It's like a symbol of Him in our life, like every icon, every religious symbol, and so on. The secular world is full of this. We carry photographs and hang them in our homes and have them in the first place because we associate them. They represent the archetypes, the people who those photos represent. We have monuments. These monuments aren't people that they represent. We have cenotaphs. They're not the tombs of the people, yet we pay them equal respect as if they were, because we know what they represent. The Old Testament practices, pay attention to it. The only time the Lord minds them is when they're actually directed to other gods. In the Old Testament, like every other prophet before the tabernacle was established, erects an altar where some event of special significance happens, and the Lord is never like I never told you to build an altar. However, it is something that is so natural for them to build this special edifice, this special sort of slab of stone where they can sacrifice animals, because that is something inherent in our nature. Of course, we've done away with animal sacrifice, because with sacrifice of Christ on the cross, the sacrifice of animals has become redundant, and I would say it was redundant in the first place, because as St. Paul the Apostle says, that the blood of rams could not cleanse the conscience of those who served. However, taking a part of things that we have and offering them in some way or the other to the Lord is inherent in our human nature and in practically every religion. Offering incense, Why? It smells nice. It covers the smell of people who, let's be honest, before the advent of modern, hygienic treatments and all of these means, well, they smell bad, so you introduce incense both in order to cover up the smell, so it had a very practical purpose, but it also symbolizes how God is good, His grace, that sweet aroma. And let us be honest, it simply looks cool. It elevates people to something higher. And even in the evangelical concerts, they can't resist but use smoke machines for the same purpose as this of incense. However, incense has much more varied purposes than simply looking cool. Leaving flowers, coins, weapons at important sites. Not necessarily pagan. It's only pagan when it's offered to a false deity, to a false god. And when I say false, simply non-existent. There might be a demon behind who says that he's like Zeus or Jupiter or whatever, but that deity he claims to be does not actually exist. At best, it's nothing. It's an invention of the human spirit. At worst, it's a literal demonic presence. So yeah, whenever you hear this argument that it's paganism because pagans, kiss things and venerate things, remind people that this is perfectly normal thing. It was widespread in the Old Testament. The Lord not only did not mind it, He commanded it. Again, He did command for the cherubim to be woven on the curtains. So the Lord essentially commands icons to be created. Of course, there are reasons why there are no icons of Him or of human saints in the Old Testament. That's another issue. However, the Lord accepts its proper worship a lot of things when it's directed at Him. So yeah, simply to have something in mind. Bye.